Gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can no more. Hello everyone, this is your English teacher Hassan. I'm pleased and so happy to be here with you. I'm so happy. All of you. I really miss you. Okay, today we have a different field. The previous classes we have discovered Unit 5 and Unit 6. Actually today we are going to start with Unit 9. Excellent, with Unit 9. And as you can see here, this unit is titled by literature. Are you interested in reading? Do you like to read or write? Okay. Actually, I want to ask you 4 questions. The first question is, who are the most famous authors from your country? You can name 2 authors. Tell me, which books are popular in your country right now? Or 2 boxes. And what types of literature? You know, there are 2 types of literature. We have the fiction and the non-fiction. So which type of literature do you read? The fictional one, or the fiction part, or the non-fiction part? And you can also justify your answer. You can tell me why. And my very last question is, who are your favorite writers? You can share your answers with your partner. I mean, you can send your answers to your friend, to your classmate. Okay, it's up to you. Or you can send it to my Facebook account. Look at those pictures. In this page, I mean in page 76, we have about 5 or 4 pictures. Now the first one is this picture. What do you think is this picture? Tell me. So as you can read here, this is the epic of Gilgamesh. Okay, let's see what we have here. Oh, look at this picture. Who's this? What do you think? Okay, as you can read here, this is the picture or the sculpture of Homer. Okay, let's see this picture. What is this picture? This is the house of wisdom. I mean, Bayt al-Hikmah. Do you know where is it located? Okay, we will learn. What is this machine? And who are those? Okay, as you can read here, this is the printing press. The printing press. Now, while you are looking for these pictures, can you guess what does our text talk about? Can you tell me what is our title for today? Actually, our title is Reading Through the Ages. Okay? Reading Through the Ages. You know, we have in English 4 skills. We have reading and writing, and we have speaking and listening. Today our focusing will be on reading. But today we are going to study the history itself, okay? You know what does the word ages mean? Ages is a very long period of time. And actually, it is a number of years, okay, that a person has lived or something has existed. So today we are going to read about the ages. And to be more specific, we are going to read about reading through the ages. Okay? Now, reading is a skill that we have been practicing for at least 5,000 years. So reading is existed, okay, since or for 5,000 years. And in today's world of digital information, it is one that we need more than ever. You know, we read through our Facebook's account, and we read through WhatsApp. We can read using books, PDF, online. Um, there are many different sources that could be used to read. Okay? Okay, now technological advances. And here the word advances means, okay, progress or development. Progress or development. Now technological advances in communication mean we are dealing with more written material than ever before. But what we read has changed dramatically over the centuries. Okay? And we mean by centuries a period of 100 years. So each 100 years is a century. Okay? One of the earliest, and you know that, do you think that earliest is a comparative or superlative? Okay, the word earliest is a superlative structure. Okay, one of the earliest known works, known means famous, of literature is the epic. And we are going to learn what do we mean the epic. But here you can see that the epic is a name of something. It is a name of poem. Okay, of the epic of Gilgamesh. Can you remember Gilgamesh? The most powerful person, a half of God and a half of person. Okay, now the epic of Gilgamesh engraved on a stone. Now look at this picture. What do you think the word engraved mean? Try to link this word with this picture. Guess. Excellent. So engraved with number 1 means carved into wood, stone, or other material. Engraved. Okay? And that's it. Let's continue. Engraved on stone by Sumerians from southern Iraq nearly 5,000 years ago. So what I want from you here is to focus that Sumerian people, okay, or the Sumerian civilization engraved the epic Gilgamesh on a stone, okay, and the work is an epic. The work means the epic of Gilgamesh is an epic poem which deals with whatever. Okay, now what does the word epic mean? Look at this picture. What do you think the word epic means? This is a fight. There is a hero. What do you think? Okay, now epic linked here with number 3. Epic is a long poem, okay, about a country's history or the action of a great men and women. So this is the epic. Let's continue. The epic poem which deals with themes of heroism. Now themes means the subject or the main idea in the talk, art, or an epic or a piece of writing. Okay, so theme is the subject or the main idea in the talk, art, or a piece of writing which deals with the themes of heroism, friendship, and the quest for eternal life. You know what does the word quest mean? Could you guess what does quest mean according to this picture? It sounds like a long walk, looking for something. Actually, the word quest means a long search for something that is difficult to find. A long search for something that is difficult, okay, to find. Okay, the quest of internal life. Public poetry, recitals. Recitals means what? Recitals. Okay, look at this picture. There's a light on someone or something or a group of people. Recitals mean what? It means what? Yes, recitals with number 11 here means public performance of music or poetry, often by one person. By one person. Okay, let's continue. Were popular events at the time, and it is not surprising that the first written texts such as the Epic of Gilgamesh were versions of poems. So, what kind of works is the Epic of Gilgamesh? You have to tell me that it is a poem, okay? That could be heard in squares and theaters. In fact, also the Iliad and the Odyssey by the Greek poem, or the Greek poet, Homer. So Homer is a Greek poet, okay? Is a person or a Greek poet, okay, who wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey. Those two poems are full of repeated phrases, and phrase here mean a group of words that have a particular meaning. You know, why do he, or why did he use these phrases? To enable or the poet to memorize. Yes, in this way the poet or the poets can memorize the poem itself, such long poems. And however, as the poets quickly discovered, because the written word recording everything, such devices became unnecessary. So, okay, however, as the poets quickly discovered, why? Because the written word recorded everything, such devices became unnecessary. So, they soon started experimenting with written language. Many of the forms of literature that we recognize today were developed by the Greeks. So the first nation, the first people started to develop, okay? The literature was Greek nation, okay? Or the Greeks people. I'm going to, now the text, okay, shows more examples. Now, Plato's, and you know the philosopher Plato. Plato's writing made philosophy available to the reading public, and Aristotle wrote Poetics. Now, Poetics is a work of literary criticism. Okay, I'm sorry. Do you know what does the word here memorize mean? Let's see what does the word memorize mean. Memorize, you know, memorize, many process to do something in your brain. Okay, memorize with number 9 means to learn something so that you can remember it exactly. You memorize something, you engrave something in your brain. And if you look to the picture here, you can notice that I have chosen this one with these words, how to memorize things faster. You can, memorization is a process, okay, that can be developed. So you can Google and find some methods and some ways, strategies that you can use to memorize things faster. It is so important to practice your brain, you know. And what about literary criticism? The word literary criticism, to criticize books and literature, written material. What do you think? Okay, Now, literary criticism with number 5 means the act of describing the good and the bad points of a play, a film, a book, work of art, etc. So it's kind of giving an opinion, but depends on based on criteria. Philosophy available to the reading public, and Aristotle wrote Poetics. Now, Poetics is a work of literary criticism. This is a sample, okay? This is a sample of a literary criticism. If I ask you in your test to give me a name of a literary criticism work, you have to write this name of book, Poetics, okay? Now, that is still studied by whom? By the screenwriters in Hollywood today. Now, in fact, the Greeks produced so many styles. You know that the Greeks nation, and the ancient Greek people, they were so smart and genius. So they produced many and different styles and forms of literature that the Romans, okay, limited themselves to copying them. Now, the Roman Empire started to copy the Greeks' empire and spreading the Greeks' ideas. They started to spread the Greeks' ideas across the Roman Empire. Now, the Roman Empire, so we started with the Greek civilization, then we moved to the Roman Empire, and here we are talking about the fall of Rome. The fall of Rome. You know that Rome, okay, or the Roman Empire, folded in 476 CE. Then after the Roman Empire fall, okay, the Dark Ages started. So the Europe degenerated into the Dark Ages. Do you know what does the word degenerated mean? Okay, let's discover. Actually, the word degenerated, look at this picture. Degenerated. Okay, let's move to number 8. Degenerated means became worse or lower in quality. They became worse, okay, and lower in quality. So the quality of what? The quality might be of thinking, the quality of the way they live. Okay, let's see. They started to Europe generated into the Dark Ages, and the Dark Ages is the period, okay, of the European history between the end of the Roman Empire and the end of the 10th century. This period that existed between the end of the Roman Empire and the end of the 10th century is called the Dark Ages, a period of cultural stagnation. Now, stagnation means what? Stagnation. Now, stagnation mean the state of not making progress. Okay, the state of not making progress, of stagnation, while the Islamic Empire, on the other side, the Islamic Empire flourished, and under the Caliph Harun al-Rashid, the Bayt al-Hikmah, or the House of Wisdom, was set up. And the House of Wisdom was a kind of university and library. It was a university and library that helped turn to empire new capital, Baghdad, into the most important cultural center in the world. Now, the Arab scholars built on the knowledge they had accumulated. You know what does the word accumulated mean? Okay, look at this picture and guess. What do you think the word Okay, accumulated, you know, one piece, two pieces, three pieces, four pieces, etc. So I want to tell you that accumulated means increased over a period of time. Increased over a period of time. So to start their own investigations and make their own discoveries, and they also collected and preserved and translated all the Greek texts they could, and despite the destruction caused by wars and natural disasters, and we still have many of these texts, and thanks to the House of Wisdom and other Arab centers of learning. This is the first part, but let me tell you, what does the word preserved mean? Preserved, okay, preserved, to preserve something, to cover something, to hide something. Okay, preserved means kept something in the original state. So they save it, they preserve it, okay, and translated all the Greek texts. So they preserved and they saved all the Greek texts, okay. This is the first part for today. This is the first part of reading comprehension. Next time we are going to continue. Thank you for being here. I love you, my guys.